Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant that just blows my mind sometimes, and that's no matter what you do with your diet, no matter what you do, even if you're a successful athlete, even if you're hitting elite numbers, you have great blood work, and you're eating a diet comprised almost exclusively of whole foods, somebody will claim that your diet is extreme or a fad diet or not a balanced diet. And it's so fascinating how people do this that it makes you wonder, is there even any universally accepted definition by the layman who at least is into fitness of what a balanced diet is? There doesn't seem to be one, because anything that you do, someone will find a problem with. And there'll be too much of something in their mind. Too many carbs, too much saturated fat, too much of protein. There'll be something that someone says is extremely unhealthy, without factoring in that those of us who train and are athletic, we have really, really high calorie needs. We have to fill our calories with something. Okay, and that's something that needs to be made clear. When you burn over 3,000 calories a day, or in some cases 4,000 calories a day, you have to eat something. You can't get 3,500 calories from air. So you're going to have to fill a big chunk of those calories with some type of food. It's going to have to be carbohydrate or fat, because nobody is eating 3,500 calories of pure protein, and even if they tried, that would be considered an insane diet. Right? That would be an insane diet. You're talking about someone trying to eat 800 grams of protein in a day. Like, how are you even going to do that? What are you going to do? Eat 7 pounds of chicken breast? Are you going to drink the whole tub of protein? Like how are you going to do that? So when I ask the people who say these things, what do you expect someone to eat? They're going to have to eat carbs or fat. They're going to have to eat carbs or fat. And when I was doing all the milk a while back, it was, oh, that's so extreme. It's like, really? But my health markers look fine. I was hitting PRs. I was getting stronger, getting better performance. And when I've shifted around, and even recently, I'd made a video just kind of stating I'm eating really high carb, high protein, but not as high as my carb, and pretty low fat. You know, that my fat was coming from oats and chicken, and that I was throwing a little flaxseed in just to, avoid some deficiency, right? There are people who are like, oh, the low fat's bad. Oh, the flaxseed's bad. Flaxseed's got estrogen. It's like, Jesus Christ. But there were also people who were coming in, oh, that's a really imbalanced, extreme diet. And it's like, okay, I get that when if I've done a keto type thing, or I've drank a gallon of milk a day to reach my calories, and I was eating over 4,000 calories, that could be construed as extreme. Okay. But when your diet consists of whole foods, and I mean, what did I basically break down? It's like, okay, guys, I'm eating a lot of brown rice, oats, fruits, vegetables, low fat, fat-free dairy, and lean cuts of meat. All right. Okay. With the being more carbs than anything else, like carbs, then protein, then fat. In what context is that considered an extreme diet? And in particular, the other thing, it's basically isocaloric or slight deficit, meaning I'm not in a calorie surplus while doing that, right? There's no calorie surplus present. There's no overeating. There's no weight gain has occurred at all. Zero. Okay. As a highly, highly active athlete, you train 7 days a week. But you have to look at something like that and go, and what definition, like what registered dietitian would say, oh yeah, this person living on primarily whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, and then adding lean sources of animal protein into their diet, adding dairy and chicken breast, is extreme or anything but balanced, who requires no real vitamin or mineral supplements to reach the RDA on anything because they're getting it all from food. Okay. All right, that's the main thing. Whole foods diet, meeting complete micronutrient sufficiency with a heavy focus on minimally processed carbohydrates, fruits, and vegetables, and adding animal source protein in the forms of leaner forms of protein. Okay, that is essentially what a registered dietitian would give to a cardiac patient or someone with diabetes, okay, to get them well. Okay, some would even argue that my diet isn't processed enough for an athlete who burns through what I burn. In my case, I have a really, really, really high appetite. I can handle that much whole foods just fine without gastrointestinal distress. But let that sink in. There was literally actually several people who had negative things to say that brown rice is bad for you, that it's like oats are bad for you. Like, what research do you have showing this? These things, based upon the general some consensus of registered dietitians and the research, show that these are generally helpful foods. That this would be way, way, way better than what most people eat. And it's a varied diet, because again, I throw in a lot of different random fruits and vegetables depending upon what I grab. Watermelons, mangoes, cantaloupe, occasionally some blueberries. Mostly broccoli for vegetables, but sometimes various mixed vegetables like Asian stir-fry stuff, throw it in the brown rice. Okay. Maybe some bananas. While eating enough calories to fuel my needs. Like, this is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard, that could be considered extreme. I get that a gallon of milk, okay. But even then, if you need that many calories and your blood work looks good and you're performing well as an athlete, that's not even really that extreme. It's not even unheard of. It's fairly common in many circles. I get that. But how's this other one? But it doesn't matter what you eat. It's like if you're eating fat, like if you're choosing to eat a slightly higher fat diet, even if, that's what you need to meet your calorie needs as an athlete, and you're eating it from whole foods. I mean, look at the newest meta-analysis and researches that have come out on saturated fat. They aren't really that bad if they're from whole foods, right? Okay. And then we have these clowns with the whole flexible diet, even if it fits your macros. They're like, oh, if you're eating whole foods, that's an extreme diet. You can't eat 100% whole foods. You have to eat 20% of your calories every day from deep fried dog turds. Or you have orthorexia, right? That's an extreme fat. Like, you're telling me eating whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and lean protein and dairy is a fad diet, or that's unhealthy, that's psychologically or physically unhealthy. And then the people, oh yeah, all the fiber in there, the anti-nutrients, you can't eat the brown rice, it'll kill you. Do you have any evidence of that? Because I can tell you what diets kill people. I can tell you what diets are killing people. The standard American diet. There's an extreme diet. There's a fad diet. Let's eat pizza and hamburgers all day and drink full sugar Coke. Right? Full sugar sodas with burgers, french fries, and hamburgers, and maybe occasionally throw some lettuce on the burger or some veggies on the pizza so that we have some vegetables. Okay, that's an extreme diet. What I can tell you isn't killing people are people who choose to go, with a whole foods type keto diet, a whole foods type paleo diet, or a whole foods diet based largely upon grains, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, tubers, and then adding in lean source animal protein to get your protein, okay? These are all relatively balanced dietary approaches. You have to get your calories from something. It's going to have to come from carbs or fat. And if you're getting them from minimally processed stuff and you're getting everything you need in your diet, what's the problem, people? All right, rant over.